Video, we are going to look at using commas in a series. And a series is just another way of saying a list. We use commas to separate 3 or more items in a series or a list. And we put a comma after each item in the list, except for the last one. The American flag is red, white, and blue. The 3 items in our list are the colors red, white, blue. So you'll notice that we have a comma after red, a comma after white, and then after blue we have a period because it's the end of our sentence. Another example is the sentence, Miss Averill's favorite foods are Oreos, Reese's, and apple toaster strudels. And you'll notice that the 3 items in our list are Oreos, Reese's, apple toaster strudels, and I have a comma to separate Oreos and Reese's, a comma after the word Reese's, and then apple toaster strudels with a period because it's the end of the sentence. Let's look at some incorrect sentences to see how we can fix them. The first sentence is, do you want to be an astronaut, an engineer, or a scientist? This sentence has 3 items in its list, an astronaut, an engineer, a scientist. But you'll notice that it's missing a comma between astronaut and an engineer. Let's look at how it would be correct. Do you want to be an astronaut, comma, an engineer, comma, or a scientist? And scientist ends with a question mark because it's a question. Another example is Miss Marshall wore a bracelet made with diamonds, rubies, and other jewels. You'll notice that we do have a comma after the word diamonds and after rubies, but we have an extra comma after the word and that we do not need. Let's look at the correct version of this sentence. Miss Marshall wore a bracelet made with diamonds, comma, rubies, comma, and other jewels. Let's look at one last example. Was that animal a horse or a donkey? So remember, when we use commas in a list, we're talking about 3 or more items. But in this question, we only have 2 items, a horse and a donkey. So let me highlight those for you so you see which 2 I'm talking about. If I only have 2 items, I don't need a comma. So I'm going to cross that out. And let's look at how that sentence should be written. Was that animal a horse or a donkey? So just to review, we use commas in a series when we have 3 or more items in our list. And we put the comma